You're not Meteor Martin. I'm Meteor Martin. Hey friends, how's everybody doing today? I am here today with my two helpers, like I am just about every day. And you are,
Rainforest Aiken.
Sunshine Shady.
and I am.
Meteor Martin.
Thank you. And Meteor Martin is a.
Scientist.
Good job. And let's review, like we always do. A scientist is a what? Or is someone that does what?
That wants to know more about the world.
That's right. Wants to learn more about the world and how and why things work. Now, in order to do that, you have to be curious and you have to ask a lot of what? Questions. So when a scientist asks a question, they form something called a.
Hypothesis.
You guys are pros. Good job. High five. Good job. High five. Good job. So a scientist will form a hypothesis, which is an
Educated guess.
good job and an educated guess. And then they have to do tests called experiments. And these experiments are done over and over and over and over again. And they have to. A scientist has to do what with the experiments?
Observe.
Observe. And how do you observe? Using your five
senses.
Five senses.
Eyes, nose, hands, mouth, ears.
Good job. Good job. Good job. And as you're doing all that, you have to write down the information, you have to collect your data, study and analyze it, and at the end, you form your conclusion. Good job. Now, guys, thank you for being with us. Today, we are going to actually do two activities, and we're going to talk. That's right. How many?
Two.
Good job. And we're going to actually talk about sand and shells. Now, the materials that you're going to need today are some sand. Yep, some sand.
Clay.
Hold on. No, not clay. We're going to do something. That's a little bit different. I'm going to explain something a little bit later with that. But first, you're going to need some sand. And these are magnifying glasses. Now I have some big magnifying glasses. We also have some kid toy magnifying glasses. If you don't have a magnifying glass at home, that's fine. You will be able to just look at it as closely as you can. You are going to need some shells, just like this, and I do have a few. I already said those. And you are going to need some plates, paper plate or plastic plate if you're still at your house. And finally, you're going to need.
This is the kid magnifying glass.
Oh, that's the kid magnifying glass.
And this is the real one.
Yep, that's the
They're
bigger one.
foggy though.
Well, we can clean them real fast. I'll do it before you look at them. Very good. And then finally, we have some foil. Now, when you're using foil, you want to make sure that you are using some heavy-duty foil or some good quality, like Reynolds. I don't know if you want to go to the dollar store and get the cheaper stuff for this, because we need it thick enough that it won't rip very easily.
If you want to, you can pause the video and go ask, or you could.
We'll talk about that later.
Or you could finish this video and go and get foil and then come back and watch the video.
That's right. You could go get that. Hopefully most people have foil and stuff at their house. Now we are going to start with talking about sand. Where can you go to find lots and lots and lots of sand?
The beach.
The beach. Now when you were at the beach, where do you think that sand came from?
Ponding.
Good. That is a really good guess. I like that. I like it when people give me answers.
The ocean, like
Kind
washing
of.
it up.
Okay, kind of. That in a way.
Rocks.
Rocks? Ooh, that is a very, very good answer. So sand actually comes mostly from rocks. And it comes from the type of rock called sedimentary. Can you guys say sedimentary?
Sedimentary.
Sedimentary rock is rock that is found on the surface of the earth. Now there are three types of rocks. Sedimentary, metamorphic, and igneous.
And fire.
No, that is fire is something that, well, fire is actually igneous rock that came from a volcano and cooled. That's another lesson plan. We'll talk about that sometime in the future, or if you join us in one of our classes at our schools. but those are the three types of rocks, and over a very long period of time, these rocks are broken down by weathering. So wind, water, rain, storms, the ocean can do it, and it can break these rocks over millions of years into very small particles called sand. And sand is actually one of the three types of soil. So do you guys know, have you ever studied the three types of soil?
I know one of them.
What?
Sand.
Good job. Sand is one of them.
Clay.
Clay is number two.
Dirt.
Dirt, which is called, oh my goodness, I'm going blank. Silt. Sorry, silt. Sand, silt, and clay. And I actually have an example. And if you were at home, we are going to look closely at sand in just a minute. So you guys are going to use. Okay, well, let's use this first, and I'll tell you why soon. But if you were to go outside or inside your kitchen, sorry, and you grab some baking soda. Baking soda is very similar to silt. It's light, it's powdery. If you were to go outside and find dirt, like garden soil would be silt. Not super heavy, super thick, and that is actually the medium-sized particles. Sand is the largest particles of soil, and then the smallest is clay. And a good example of clay, and kids absolutely love playing with this stuff, is some air dry clay.
We played with it before we started.
Yes, you did. Here you go. Do you want to play with a little bit? And so what's interesting, what I always find interesting about talking about this, is that when you are looking at these, doesn't this look like it's the biggest particle?
Yeah.
Because it sticks together like a big chunk.
And you can use as much as you want to make like a big ball.
You could if you were going outside or clay. And we in central North Carolina actually have clay for our soil outside, right? So,
But
Clay
I
can
really
also
feel like
actually,
this,
clay
It doesn't,
can
you're
also, clay can also actually be soil. Cause like clay under like dirt, there can be clay.
yeah, that's what we
under
have
it,
outside. If we dig a little bit, we'll hit some clay. It won't go very far.
which
But if you go to the beach in eastern North Carolina, you will have silt. And if you go to the actual beach, you'll have sand. Sorry, like Wilmington, you would have silt.
and then
yeah,
dirt
it's
you
dirt.
can have everywhere.
And then the actual beach is sandy.
So the beach we went to was not sand?
No, that was sand. Wilmington, the actual town, has dirt.
Can't we go with it?
Yeah, but the beach
went to
itself is
Wilmington?
sand. So when you go to the beach
Oh.
and by the water, okay.
Oh.
So anyway, real fast, what I find interesting is that this looks like it's huge, but it's actually the smallest individual pieces. They just are so small that they stick together. Whereas sand, and I put a little bit of sand on your plate. And I can't find which way it opens it. There we go. Put a little bit of sand on your plate. If you put some sand on your plate and you touch it with your fingers, you can actually a sandy clay, right?
Yeah, it's the biggest.
Because if you play with it and you can look at it with your magnifying glass,
There's little pieces.
yes, you can actually get one small piece and feel the grain of sand in your hand. Now you cannot do that with the silt, or especially the clay. You can't, because it would be way too
The
small.
plate looks so big.
It does look big. Yeah, look. Oh, there. If you use the big magnifying glass, you can actually see one tiny speck of sand. That's pretty cool. Yeah, look at that. That's awesome. Now, the types of sand that you may see at a beach, or the color, is going to depend on what it is made up of. If it's more rock or a certain type of rock, it could be one color. If it's made up of a lot of shells, which also is mixed into the sand, it could be a different color. If you went to Hawaii, the sand there would actually be black, because Hawaii is from a volcano, and a volcano is igneous rock that cools. So the beaches in Hawaii would be what color? Black. Good job. All right, so sand is what we just looked at, and now we are going to look at this. What's this?
Shell.
A shell. Now, do you guys know what is in a seashell?
Rock.
No, good guess though.
Sand.
Another
Yes,
good
that
guess.
was a beach.
In some of them, yes. Now, in a
I know
shell,
what we're gonna do
there was actually a living creature inside every shell.
Isn't a snail?
Well, some of them are like crabs that have shells, or oysters, or clams.
turtles.
Well, a turtle, yes, I guess you're right. A turtle would have a shell, and a turtle is alive. Even starfish have a kind of hard shell that protects them, and they are a living creature. And we're going to make a imprint of a shell. So
With foil.
that's right. So why don't you guys pick one of your shells that you would like to use? This one may be cool. And I want you to take a piece of aluminum foil. So it could be any size. I've actually made some different sizes because I had some different size shells. And you are going to put the shell on the table first. Let's put it like this. Alright? And then you are going to take your aluminum foil and put it over your shell. And you're going to push down. Now don't push down so hard that you tear the aluminum foil, but you actually want to press into it rather, hard. You don't want to shove your finger into it because you do not want it to rip open and then you got to get another piece. Okay? That part's okay. And look, we're going to push down.
And then when it comes
And
up,
then
it's going to be the same shell.
It's going to be the what?
Same shell.
It's going to look just like a shell. Okay, so let's pull it off very slowly. Hold on, the shell's still stuck in there. Good job. Now, do you want to go take yours up to the camera so that they can see yours?
Shaylee's did not work out.
Here, I'll help you.
No.
Give me that. No, give me your... Yeah, give me that.
Oh, spiky.
It's okay. Let's try... Yeah, I think you should. Don't get too close. They won't be able to see it.
It has tons of holes.
That's because you had a spiky one, but it's okay. You can still see the imprint of the
So,
shell. Well,
you
move your
put
hand,
this-
honey. They can't see it. Rainforest dragon. Anyway, all right, here's another one. We're going to show you this one before we wrap things up. Do you want to go show them that one? You already did one. You do this one?
This is just the way.
Yeah, that way. Just go put it.
That's mine.
Can you guys see that? You can kind of see the different shells. Some of them were better than others. Do you guys have any questions?
Not really.
Hope you guys had fun today. We appreciate you joining us, and we will see you again next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a good weekend. Oh, have a good Memorial Day weekend. Woo!